I'm gonna share some secrets with you all today. Uh, well, I don't guess they're secrets. I mean, I was very, very blissfully blessed as a child because I grew up around older people. Raised up with my grandfathers and great aunts. I had a lot of great aunts, and they taught me so much about life. Man, other than my mother and father and grandparents, I just had a wealth of family that was always teaching me things. And it wasn't always, you know, this is what you do. This is what you do. Anyway, I don't know if I introduced myself. This is Staying in the Light podcast or radio. And that's what we do here. We shed the light on everything. So the screen is dark because of all the light I'm sharing. Don't need no light on the screen. All the lights are coming from the wisdom I'm speaking. So you don't have to look at the screen. Matter of fact, the less screen you watch, the better off you'll be. So I don't want to contribute to that dumbing down that's taking place. Because you're going to watch some things you wish you haven't seen. Some things you see, you say, man, I didn't need to see that. Because that image is patented on your memory and you can't erase it. Well, you can, but that's another video. Yeah, being around great older people, man, I'm just thankful because that's the reason for my longevity and health right now because I didn't just listen, I follow what they say, you know. You see, we grew up, like I say, we had a community. We had our own doctors, dentists, bankers, anything we needed, we had it. So when it started to change, I remember when my great aunt, her doctor passed away that she had been with for many many years, and so uh, a hospital contacted her and offered her services. In other words, they were trying to replace her with another doctor. This was her response. Without missing a breath, she said, "I'm not going to be nobody guinea pig." And I thought about that. I said, man, she was. And then I mean, it's not something to say what she was paranoid or anything because when you look at what happened in history, people are going to doctors to get help and they wind up being given something like what was this epidemic? You know what I'm talking about. We have this disease among black people, so called blood disease. What is it? Uh, I'm trying to think of it. Uh, yeah, can't think of it right now. But anyway, they wind up giving people diseases and oh, it was it was was it sexual transmitted disease they were screening for, and they gave people the disease. It said it was a test, and this went on for 40 plus years. Nixon, the one stopped it. Once Nixon heard about it, he said, "Stop this foolishness, killing these people under the disguise of helping them." And I haven't even heard about that, you know. but it was something they was doing to try to test for this disease, some sexually transmitted disease. But it was a test. The whole thing was a test. Say how long you gonna last with me giving you this disease. So this was before that happened. Because this happened in the 70s, and I was living with her in the 60s when I heard her say this. So this was even before that happened. She was saying she's not gonna let anybody be. She's not gonna be nobody guinea pig, and that's what a lot of hospitals are mandated now. They have to test for certain things, and it's just a headache. So when you stay healthy, you don't have to go to doctors. You don't have to go and hear something you don't want to hear. Yeah, they say you got to go every year and get this and get that. What if you don't go? Now this is me. I'm just entertaining myself because I'm telling you my experiences. I don't think there's nothing they can tell me that they should have told me that they didn't tell me. No, none of the doctors told me the right diet to eat. None of them told me, uh, what I should do to be healthy. I had to learn that myself by study and by experiences, not just like I say. I learned a lot from growing up, my great grandparents, and also being in the nation. There's many self-help groups that I've been a part of that taught me the right way of living and eating and thinking, especially. When you're thinking right, you're gonna do everything else right. That's the way it should be. So yeah, uh, so in other words, you have enough sense to know who to trust. That's the bottom line. To know who to trust will take you a long ways. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank y'all. That's going to help the video to uh, rotate in the algorithm. They got all these things here to keep you from. And you know what? When I first started, man, I was getting thousands of views in an hour. I was getting thousands, but now, 2 years into it, if I get 50, if I get 50, I'm excited. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but like I say, this is not my forum. This is somebody else is running this, so they got the key. If they like it, maybe they circulate it. If they don't like it, they won't get circulated. That's what it seemed like happening. Because some things I've broadcast, I didn't particularly like it. I just thought it's something some people may be interested in, and man, that got a lot of views. So it's very arbitrary what gets circulated and what's not. It's not up to me. And maybe the views have something to do with it, but I doubt it because if the people who running this thing, if they don't like the video, if they don't like it, if it go against their standards, not your standards, against their standards, then they'll just take it off and maybe try to take you off because it's like their house, you in their house, so you follow their rules, whether you like them or not. And that's why I'm always advocating do for ourselves. And this president is helping us. He's helping us get back to doing for ourselves. Because when you put people out and you stop feeding them, what do they have to do? They got to produce. So go, Trump. I like him more than I did before. And people, I don't want you to look at that as a downer. No, 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 no. What he's doing is not wrong. That man, if they had done this, just think, if Johnson had done this, if Nixon, all these presidents, I lived through all of them. If Nixon, Ford, Carter, uh, the Bushes, Obama, if they had said, look, y'all people got to do like everybody else. You can't get no benefits because you a certain race. Yeah, you went through slavery, so did everybody else. If they had the nerves to do that, man, what kind of community would we have today? We would have, man, you won't see women walk around naked because they're trying to get a paycheck, trying to get a husband. You won't see none of that because we would have communities and we'll be prospering because we have a base. But you keep people on welfare, they're not going to do anything for themselves. You see, that's the horror that all these presidents been doing for all these years. Horror on the community because they know if you stop giving them stuff, they got to live, so they're going to produce it. We're producing for everyone else right now. Where do you think this money comes from? It comes from the people who giving it to you. Why don't you have it to develop your own communities? Because you have no communities. They've been destroyed and you've given them up. So the money that you would have to help yourself, you won't be looking for no free money. You've given that up. And now all you're doing is looking for free money. And the Bible says you should know no man. You shouldn't owe nobody anything. You should be independently. And best you be independently wealthy. Stick around with me and I'll show you how to do that. Ask questions, you'll get there faster. Uh, Mock me and ridicule everything you hear from me, and you never, you never progress. What I'm saying. So that's about all I have. Peace and blessings to all of you all.